How you going? Yes? I know I've gone crazy, uploading twice in 1 week. It's a Christmas miracle. But don't get used to it. This is for an emergency, as my mate Stevie has finally decided to quit smoking after reading the news. And the papers claim that the bushfires are creating so much air pollution in Sydney that just being outside is
equivalent of smoking 34 cigarettes a day.
Now Stevie loves a good smoke and usually goes through 2 packs a day. But when he heard there was this much smoke in the air, he decided he no longer needed the Ciggies and could save some extra cash for the pokies as well. So today I'm going to test Sydney's air and see if Stevie actually made the right decision or if he should pick up smoking again. Alrighty, now lucky for me, the day I decided to film this video, Sydney happened to be the most polluted place on Earth, at a whopping 2,000 something. Now I don't know what this number means or what neth is, but if we compare it with other notorious polluted capitals like Beijing, which usually Peking's around 250, or Ulaanbaatar, which recently won the prestigious award of most polluted city in the world for 5 years running, you can see that Sydney is around 10 times this amount. So if you do the math using this estimate, which says 22 micrograms over 24 hours is the equivalent of 1 ciggy, that means 2,000 micrograms should be equivalent to 90 ciggies a day. And that is a ridiculous amount. The jackpot. I now completely understand Stevie's logic. Look, the cheapest 24 pack of ciggies is around $20, meaning that on a good day, when the air quality is 2,000, there will be $80 worth of ciggy smoke just floating around for free for every lucky man, woman and child in Sydney. But I have a feeling that the bushfire smoke might not be as smooth as the soft cancerous smoke Stevie's used to. So I came up with this little rig to test it out. You have a vacuum pump here which pulls air through Brian's mouth into his cotton ball lungs. Now I'm going to run this with nothing but Sydney air for 24 hours to see how much stuff we collect. I'm calling this test the brown test, as this will be a visual measurement of how brown the brownness of the brown is. Alrighty, now after 24 hours you can see there is definitely a lot of brown floating around in the air. All the cotton buds now have a brown tinge and some dark spots where the air was coming in. And I have no way of analysing what it's actually picked up, but if I had to guess, I would probably say the bubonic plague. And I decided to weigh it, but then I remembered I didn't weigh it before the test, so there's no point. Now onto the durries. I've gone with Stevie's favourite, a pack of Brian 34s. And I'm not going to do the supposed equivalent amount of ciggies for the 24-hour time period because that would be 60 ciggies, and I'm not made of cash. But I will feed him 1 pack. So this is after 4 ciggies, and it already looks a lot browner than the air test. And once we got the hang of it, me and Brian make a pretty great smoking team. I think we might have finally beaten that long-standing record set by that North Korean monkey for fastest time to smoke a pack of ciggies. So this is Brian's last smoke. Now I can't analyse what chemicals have been picked up, and I reckon the particle sizes between the air pollution and ciggies are probably going to be very different, so I decided to do some Googling. And it turns out that bushfire smoke is largely made up of particles smaller than 2.5 micrometers in size, which are super harmful as they easily slip into the human bloodstream. And it's hard to visualize how small they actually are, so to help you, here's a tomato. They are smaller than this. And even when I eat it, they are still smaller. And what this means is that they definitely wouldn't be picked up by the cotton balls. But ignoring that information, you can see that 24 ciggies scores much better on the brown test, producing significantly more brown than the air pollution, which was meant to be equivalent to 60 smokes. So if I had to guess how many ciggies breathing Sydney's air for 24 hours was actually equivalent to, based solely on brownness, I would say around 2. And don't get me wrong, if you're a child or used to smoking menthols, the air pollution will still give you a pretty great amount of smoke. But if you're a big man that enjoys filling his lungs with cancerous fumes, you're probably going to need a bigger kick. Also, unfortunately, there's no nicotine in the air, unless the bushfire passes over your local bikie's bush tobacco. So Stevie mate, I think you're going to have to stick with your ciggies. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe and check out my last video, because no one watched it.